Hello, welcome back to Silver Thread Sewing. I'm Diane. This is Friday Sews. As always, thank you for stopping by my channel. I know it's been a minute since I have been here and I've missed you guys. I hope everybody's well and getting to sew as much as possible. As always, first I want to say thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. She's the creator of the hashtag Friday Sews, and we're all so grateful that we get to join in and find fellow sewists. I have not got a lot of makes. Well, actually, I do. I have several makes, but they're all the same thing. So I wanted to get some pajamas made because I wear my pajamas a lot. And so I had some cotton fabrics, quilting cotton, and a duvet, and all these things that that I had been wanting to make into pajamas, and I'd got them all cut out. And then I had to take some time off to do some actual work. And I've done some rearranging in my sewing room, and I've got a couple gadgets, things that have come in that I wanted to share with you. But I will show you briefly my pajamas. Now, all these pajama pants are the Tilly and the Buttons Margo pajamas. And that's just been my go-to pattern for a long time. I do have some Big Four, I think some Butterick and McCall's and Simplicity patterns that I think look great, and they have different pajama tops. I've just been using the Remy raglan shirt and just lowering the neckline by just a little bit, and that's worked well for me because I didn't want to put buttons or a collar or anything like that. They're all short sleeve and they're all made out of cotton. So I will briefly show you that. I've got a couple fabrics to show you, and I want to show you the changes in my sewing room. So I hope that will make up for being gone for a few weeks, and I hope it'll give you some ideas and inspire you. So I had some really pretty quilting cotton, and it would be fine to make a quilt. You know, you can do whatever you want to with it, but these little prints are kind of specific, and I just thought, well, I've got this. I had quite a bit of it, and so I decided to make pajamas. And the first one is this little print, and it's like mice with a little cape. It's got little pink flowers or paw prints of some sort and stars, I think, on it. And it's kind of a blue, really pretty blue, but it's kind of got some lighter patches in it. So I have made a top, and no, I've made the bottoms. I haven't made the top yet, but I have it cut out in the Remy raglan. So I'm making a set of those. And I've made these solid yellow pajama pants. I've got the elastic in them. And I have this for the top. It's a quilting cotton that I got from Joanne Fabric, and it just has the little bees on it. And I saved a piece of this yellow. I barely had enough of this solid yellow. Don't even know where it came from. But I saved that for a pocket for the top to kind of tie them in so they would look like a set. I think they match close enough. This is another quilter's cotton that I had quite a bit of, and I have cut the bottoms and got them sewn up. And I have the top all cut out and ready to make. Now, this fabric was gifted to me from a friend who worked for a lady, and I think that the lady had become unable to quilt anymore, and she had asked my friend to get rid of some of her fabric, and so she thought of me. And this is a Kona cotton, and it's just beautiful. It's not something I normally would have chosen, maybe, but look at those beautiful colors. Now, I only had enough of this to make the pajama pants, but what I did was I found in my stash a piece of this beautiful coral color, and it's a thinner weight cotton, like a cotton lawn probably. And I had enough scraps to make the sleeves out of this. So the shirt itself will be this, and I think those go together pretty well. And I'm very excited about that one. So I just have to make the tops. And this one, I did not have enough of this fabric to do anything but the pajama bottoms, and barely that. I only had, I think, a yard and a half maybe. I don't think I even had 2 yards of this. And this had come from Joann Fabric, and I had ordered it. And nobody's going to be surprised about this. It's strawberry. But look at it. Look at it. And I just love it so much. So I'm thinking I will find a piece of red t-shirt knit, like a cotton knit, and make a t-shirt to go with them. And then I have just one piece right here to make a pocket to go on the shirt, so it will kind of tie in with these pants. But you probably remember that I'm a little bit obsessed with strawberries. I'll try to insert a couple of pictures so you'll be reminded. So just be reminded. So that is primarily what I have been sewing. I've been doing a few alterations. I had a couple pair of shorts that had to have just some minor alterations done to them after I'd worn them a while. Maybe I think one pair had got a little tear around the eye, the hook and eye thing. So I had to repair that, and I've done that. And other than that, that's about all I've made is my pajamas. But now I do have a couple pieces of fabric, and 2 of these did not come from Fabric Mart, so that will be a surprise. So I know nobody's going to be surprised about this piece of fabric. I ordered it from Joann Fabrics. They had, I think, like $1.99 shipping or something. I had a coupon, so I ordered it. But it's strawberries. It's beautiful. It's cotton. It's only 45 inches wide, maybe 44, I'm not sure, but it's pretty narrow. And let me see what it says on the selvage. It says Brent Carlson Premium Cotton for Joann Fabric. I'm not holding that very well, but it's cotton and it's strawberries. And I don't want to make another pair of pajamas out of this. I would like to make a top of some sort. I'm seeing like a button-up shirt, maybe a camp style shirt. I don't like collars too good, so I probably will do one without a collar, but maybe a button placket down the front and short sleeves. I could even see like doing a little ruffle around the neck out of that. I just love it. It's kind of a beigey yellow background, but it's washed and dried really well. It's not wrinkled or anything. Now, I have this piece, and I've already washed and dried it, and I'm not sure it even said you were supposed to wash it. It could have said, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be washed, but this came from Fashion Fabrics Club, and this is an Irish linen, and it's a stripe, and it's kind of a muted red with a white stripe, the little tiny stripes, and it is so soft and so pretty. But I usually never dry clean anything, so I washed it. But it may have shrunk a little bit, but I've got plenty. And again, I'd like to make some sort of a shirt out of this. Maybe a long sleeved one to wear over a tank top or something is what I'm thinking. But I've had that one laid back so I could show it to you. Now, the last piece that I want to show you, this is a 100% cotton denim. Now, this piece did come from Fabric Mart, but it came from Fabric Mart a really long time ago. I've not seen anything like it in a long time, but it's a snow white, and it's got little navy blue feathers and designs on it. And I have about 1.5 yards. And I had wanted to make either a pair of shorts or a pair of capri pants. And I'm not sure, I've got all sorts of patterns, but I'm not sure how wide this is. It's about 54 inches, I think. And so if I have 1.5 yards, maybe that would make at least a pair of capri pants. And I really need those. And I still need tops too. All right. The other thing I'm going to show you is something that I purchased from Amazon. And I had been looking, I had made a little thread catcher for my Serger some time ago. And it never really worked well. It worked fine to catch the threads and things, but it didn't work well as far as emptying the bag. I had to move the serger and pull all that out from under it and all that. So I found one on Amazon, and it has like a little mat, like a hard plastic piece of mat, and I'll insert pictures of what I'm talking about, but it goes underneath the serger, and then the serger sits on it, and then there's an opening, an oval kind of opening, and underneath that is a bag that catches all your thread waste and fabric waste from your serger. Now, I ran into my usual problem that I always run into. I go off and get something and then have to try to figure out how to make it work. But with Greg's help, I think we did it. My serger sits on a little pull-out tray. My desk is like an old teacher's desk, I guess, and it had the pull-out tray like you would set a slide projector or something on, or a typewriter. And that's where I set my serger, and it works really well. But when I added this thread catcher thing, the drawer wouldn't open anymore. It hit it. So I had to figure out how I was going to raise my serger up enough so that my drawer would still open. So I had a piece of a shelving board, and Greg cut that and still wasn't high enough. So then I had another board that was covered to be a little ironing board. And so I set that on top of it, then set the mat, then set the serger, and now my drawer opens. So I'm really happy about that. But it took a lot of figuring out. So I thought, what am I going to do? Because I could move my serger over on the little table, but it's a folding table, and it's really handy, especially when you're just using it to finish seams. It's really handy having it right there beside the sewing machine, so I can just turn around and serge whatever I need to. So I didn't really want to move it. It just seems like the perfect spot for it beside my sewing machine. So we got that figured out. And then I needed to clean. There was a lot of lint and threads in the floor, and I had to move all my tubs out from under my table. And I thought, well, while I've got this out, I wanted to move my sewing room around again. And I know none of you ever do that. I know it's only me. Not, really not. But I decided that I wanted this monstrosity back here turned back around in the exact same way that I had it a year ago, maybe less. Well, this thing's heavy. It's a monster. But with cleaning everything out and moving everything out, we got it turned around. And my table basically is a top, and it has 2 shelf units under each end. So that really wasn't that big of a deal, but it made it so that it's kind of tight to get to the far end. And I'll be putting pictures or video or something in of all that. But I can still get through enough to get fabric out of my cubes, or to get whatever I need. But I really have so much more floor space with my table turned this way. And that's really great. And when I need my big ironing board set up, I can still set it up right here in front of the table, just like always. And then I have a plug that's up at the top and an extension cord, and it'll be fine to do that when I need it. But I have my little ironing board that I can just keep right here on my table and use it. Because usually when I'm making anything, it's just short seams or small seams, and I don't really need my big ironing board. The main thing I use it for is if I'm pressing fabric or getting the wrinkles out of fabric before I cut it out. Now, I'm working on my daughter's dress. She brought me the one that I had made previously to go by, and I hope next time that I share a video with you, I will have that made, because she wants to wear it to her husband's family reunion, and I think that's the end of July or the first weekend in August. Not sure about that, but it shouldn't take me long once I get it cut out to get it made. So when you come in my room, most things are still the same. My industrial machine, my jack, is sitting here on the right, and I have arranged things so I have very little room to get through here, but I have enough. I can get to these cubes where I have scrap fabric and stuff in, and I have my my outlet thing on the wall right there, so that my power's right there to plug my iron or light or whatever I need to. And I've moved my table so that instead of it being long ways and coming out this way, it's setting this way. So the length is against that wall. There's no plug-ins or anything on that wall, and I think that makes more sense. And I have some fabric and storage under it and just tubs. I thought about putting some kind of little curtain or something up there, but you know, nobody really sees it except you guys, and you understand, so you know, I don't care. But anyway, I have some of my most used tools in that little caddy, and then that is my little strawberry box that Callie got me last year, I think, for either my birthday or Mother's Day. Have some chalk and pens and things that I use. And then my little tiny tabletop ironing board, which I can pull out here to the front and have my iron. And just scoot, I can scoot this mat back if I want to. But I like it a whole bunch. And I've got way more floor space, as you can tell. And then I now have my little place where I like to sit and talk to you guys back the way it was. I probably could clean up some of my quilt batting and stuff, move it, but I don't really have anywhere to put it, so I just left it there. And then you come on around and I have zippers and ribbon and trims, and have my machine, my hard cases just stuck under there for now. And hi! And then my sewing machine there where it's been. And my serger, I'll show you this little mat, I guess you call it. It is just a plastic piece, and it's got a foam mat that goes under the bottom of it to keep the, I guess, the vibration and stuff of your machine from being too bad. And then all the waste, my serger did not come with a thread catcher, so it can now go down into this little area, and as you can see, it's working really well. And I'm hoping that this little bag, it's kind of like a grocery bag, reusable bag, but it just pops up when you need to empty it. It'll come right out, and then it just pops back in. So I'm really happy with that. And my drawer will still open. So I think that was my fabric, my gizmos and gadgets that I've got, and what I've made. So I think and my room, my new room. But I just wanted to share that with you. I missed you. I've missed talking to you, and I hope that this inspires you maybe to make yourself some new pajamas, if nothing else, because that's my favorite clothing. Now this, I had shared this not too long ago, and I did cut it off to make it a top, and I kept the bottom part going down, and then of course the top part just left it alone as it was. But it's not that long, but I think I'll get a lot more wear out of it, because it kind of stood away so much that it kind of made me look kind of like a barrel as a dress. So as a top, it's a little shorter, and maybe I'll look a little less like a barrel. We'll see. I don't know. But anyway, everything's the same with my eye. I went a couple weeks ago and got my injection, and it went really well. I still have 20/25 vision with glasses in that eye, and 20/20 with glasses in that one. He did tell me that, you know, I run a higher risk of having a bleed in this one after we did the laser surgery and to repair the tear in the retina. But anyway, so far so good, and I appreciate all the comments and all the people who have reached out since then while I've not been on here to see if I was okay. That has been great, and I'm so grateful to you for doing that and for your prayers. I guess that's all. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I intended to make this so I didn't have to do a lot of editing, but I'm going to insert hopefully pictures of all the things that I have been telling you about. And I will hopefully see you in a week or two. And just remember, don't ever stop sewing. As long as you sew, you'll never have time or money to get into any kind of trouble. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.